Do it.
What's good, Kane family? It's the New School Canes, and I got, as always, Paul from Miami Hurricanes Talk and Wholesome One from the Wholesome One channel. All about the you guys. We got some stuff to cover, and I'm like, they're nip at my heels, so I'm gonna let it hit it off. Wholesome, go ahead.
Paradise Camp. Paradise Camp. That's the number one thing that we can talk about. There's plenty of recaps, so we'll kind of keep it not as in depth here, because at the same time, everyone has their own breakdowns. You can go watch all type of websites and read on Paradise Camp breakdown, who committed, who decommitted, yada yada yada. We're gonna stay focused on the positive stuff today. This was the most alumni in our on campus since Mark Rick first came up with the idea for it to be a alumni coached event back in 2016. When we had it in 2017, it still had a little bit of good spark, but not as much.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the main thing was the fact that Ray Lewis had that amazing speech in 2017. 2018, it really died out. Like the main big face we had was John Beeson. No disrespect to John Beeson, but there's plenty of other big faces, at the University of Miami. And then we came back this year um, and had 40, 45 to 60 notable alumni in the football field.
Irvin said it.
All in there.
Heisman Trophy winners, Super Bowl winners, players at all level.
All Americans, national championship MVPs, people who are at the NFL level making big time plays, but then also executives like Alonzo Highsmith
Yep.
who come and explain to you all what it's like
Yep.
to be a Miami Hurricane on uh, you know the the executive side of things, like off the football field. You can have success off the football field too. This you carries weight in that area also. Um, it was a great thing. There's a couple names, Darnell Washington, the big 6'8" tight end
Good gosh, he's
dude.
big.
Um, he was mainly the big takeaway. Oh, and the second guy, my guy, Xavier Restrepo,
Ha!
has been on Xavier since he committed, and I sat and watched that film. I'm not gonna say anybody's name on this channel who isn't here to defend themselves, but Paul and Anton had my back when it came to Restrepo, and they were like, "Yeah, we like his film." Um, and if Manny's gonna take him, if Dan Enos is gonna take him, we're riding with them. So there's some people, some can YouTubers that didn't really like him, felt like, why are we taking 3-star guys? But then they're the same people who argue we should take 3 stars from Miami instead of 5 stars from anywhere else. But get your story straight. But when it comes to Xavier Restrepo, he went out there against some of the best DBs in South Florida and made big time plays. Tyler Van Dyke, Paul's guy,
Yeah,
the
I gotta give
quarterback.
it to. We weren't high on him. I wasn't. I'm gonna speak for myself.
I mean, hey, I trust Dan Enos and I trust Paul. So Paul knows hey,
There you go.
so
Yes, sir.
this guy's good. It made me go and watch the film and say, hey, I need to give this guy a quality opportunity because Paul was just like, hey, he might actually come and fight for an opportunity um, to go toe to toe with Tate or toe to toe with Martell in the future, or Jaron moving into the 2020 seasons. Um, and then the third thing before I let Paul go that I will bring up uh, was thank you, Mark Rick. Thank you, Al Golden, uh, for the Carol Sofer building. Um, the ground was being laid down with Al Golden. He didn't get to see it through. Mark Rick came in and helped bring in the donations. He got to have a built-in experience, a little bit of it, and now Manny Diaz and whoever the future head coach is, if Manny Diaz doesn't stay, will be able to benefit off of what they did for the program building that because there was a huge storm all week down here, raining like crazy to where they would have had to cancel the camp if we didn't have it
Yep.
indoor. So we're very thankful for the indoor practice facility. Um, and I'll end off with that. I'll let Paul knock it out of the park.
Let us
And
know about
oh, that's a
TVD.
lie. That's a lie. One more. One more. One more. One more. our players. Oh my God, bro, listen to me. Listen. For John Beeson to walk up to Nestor Silvera and not even recognize him because the man's gut is gone, or for David and Joku to tell to tell a laughy jokey story on Instagram Live, walked up to him and goes, "Hey man, you got that 6 pack yet?" And Shaq lifts his shirt and he has a 6 pack. And it's like, I know you guys may not understand, why I would bring something up like that, but our players didn't used to. For a while, and it hurts to talk about, like, our players look like Big Ten players for a long time.
Ooh.
Like, we just look like we put a whole bunch of nasty weight on our players. But, dog, the most important hire has to be David Feely in the way that our players look. Viral pictures of DJ Ivy's
Oh my
veins
gosh.
popping out of his shirt.
Look
And
like
all
he
he's
took
doing is
Captain
placing.
America serum. Good gosh.
Bro, the man just placed his hand on a trash can and it whole arm. And that's what you want from your skill position guys. Like, we want you all to look like you can play at any other institution, like Paul said. Could this guy go to Clemson? Could this guy go to Bama and actually contribute? And now our players look like that. You're on, Paul.
So, Paradise Camp, Mark Richt brought it to Miami. His first year, there was a lot of buzz about it. It was huge, something Miami was missing compared to other programs, and the momentum was there. It was a great event, and Manny Diaz, it was his turn to host the event. He killed it. I think it kind of reminded me of when Mark Richt's first year at Paradise Camp, but it was a little bit over the edge of Mark Richt's. It had a lot more hype. I think it was better. I like kind of what they were doing. It was like 40 minutes with your position coach just to talk with him, before you do the drills. It was about competing. And that's what I loved about the camp specifically, was competition. If you want to be a part of the new Miami, you're going to come here and compete. And I like the fact that our commits showed out during Paradise Camp. They were some of the best performances there. Jaden Francois, Xavier Restrepo, Tyler Van Dyke. And one thing, I don't know if you guys noticed, Tyler Van Dyke was feeding the ball to Darnell Washington and Xavier Restrepo during his reps. Nobody else. Xavier Restrepo was a Miami commit. Darnell Washington is the 5-star. Dude, the guy's a stud. The guy's a monster. I hope we can land him, develop that Las Vegas pipeline. Brevin Jordan's from Vegas, same tight end position. Why not? Another kudos to Tyler Van Dyke. The kid came from Connecticut. Look, a lot of people were doubting him. Northeast quarterback. Nobody's ever heard of him, and he comes out looking like a stud. Reporters from the Miami Herald were saying this kid has an NFL arm. Alonzo Highsmith said it best in the quarterback room. If Miami wants to compete with Clemson, Oklahoma, and Alabama, it starts at the quarterback position. And that's what you're seeing at Miami. We have a ton of talent right now at quarterback. Peyton Matoka coming in. Tyler Van Dyke. Pick your poison for the future, guys. Then we get this kid from California in. We're going to be loaded. I'm firmly believing this is the new Miami. I'm buying in. Outstanding camp. And one thing I want to mention, guys, is the impact this camp has on the 2021 recruiting class.
You better preach it.
Yeah. We're the number one recruiting class right now, and a lot of kids were really – a lot of 2021 kids. It's specifically Miami Northwestern has a lot of great recruits. They all love the new Miami. They're buying in. The West. I'm very excited for the future. I am very excited for the future at Miami.
I'm with you. And, you just see a different vibe, and it's crazy. And we gotta not forget, and I love that both y'all brought it up, it's Rick's idea and his work that's being paid off now. Diaz has his own spin on it, don't get us wrong, but this was Rick's, brainchild. And so it's just amazing to see it done. And I don't know of any other place that has done it how Miami has. And you bet definitely programs are going to start copying this. And it's interesting to me of what Diaz did with this camp. He said, let's just go play football. Let's just go out, compete, and ball. In which he could evaluate talent that's under the radar, give some offers if he need be, and see how much of, like, okay, we offer this kid, he's a commit. We might want to think twice and get a backup too. Let's be honest. He was evaluating both ways. You want to see who's got the fighting dog in them. And the families were hugely impressed by this because they were saying, like, okay, we're just, our kids, they don't have, huge stars, big name, whatever. And 2021 commits. That's very far away. You just don't know. So much can happen in that time. And seeing them, Diaz just saying, I want to see how much you love football. I want you to see your effort on the field versus that. And then I want to say Tyler Van Dyke, he said, give me the best. Give me the best DBs against me. And he was balling. He was balling. And so it's huge. It's great to see that competitive spirit. It's great to see the vibe. The alumni, I mean, the list keeps going on and on and on of all the guys that are there. It was just amazing to see that. It made me so happy, and it's great to see that everyone's on board with Miami right now because it's difficult to see when the program is at odds with itself. People are kind of like, I don't like this guy here or this guy that, or how this is, and it's just right now Miami's in a sense of unity, momentum, and the work's being put in this offseason. I will mention, I've been telling live chat, or I'm going to watch your comments. So someone asked me about 2020 commit, bro. Like 2020, a lot can happen. This kid, you got to think about it. He's 16 years old right now, probably. Like, whatever he has in his mind, whatever commitment he has at 16 years old, a lot of things can happen. So I'm not going to get into 2021 much. Maybe we're not in general. It's just far out. Like, Miami's putting in good influence, and they're not going to forget this Paradise Camp. Not many people can say, I met one of the greatest, Michael Irvin, any guy, any position. You could say I met one of the greatest at the U. They were coaching these guys. They weren't just there like saying, clapping on the sidelines. Oh, no. Diaz said go out and coach current players and former players and guys in the NFL. And I can't imagine if I was a player at Paradise Camp, the impact it would have on my next high school year. I'm sure that these kids took away little tips and tricks for their next high school year that they're going to be like, man, if this is what I'm getting on the collegiate level, I'm going to be so prepared for NFL. This is what I need. This is what I want. Whereas, other schools may not be showing off and doing that for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Also, I want to talk about, Paul, you kind of touched on this, but talk about 40 times. What he did, instead of doing 40 times in measurements, no height, no weigh-ins, no running 40s, no lunge jumping, no ball pushes. He said, we're taking 40 minutes to talk. So the athletes, listen to this, guys. The athletes went and talked to position coaches and alumni. Manny Diaz went and spoke to parents for 40 minutes and sat there and expressed his true desire for the University of Miami to be great. But his understanding of that he can't take every recruit. He's saying the knowledge that I want these young men to get today, I want them to take to their life, no matter where they sign. Hopefully it's the University of Miami, but I can't take everybody. So I want to express that to you, the parents. Stay behind your child. Motivate your child. Represent your child. But don't let the thought of them not being 6'5" or them being a 3-star or a 4-star or an overall that some kid behind the computer gives them. Understand the power of social media. Don't have your son DMing every coach he follows. Watch what he likes and shares and retweets on his page. If you even smart, give him a personal Twitter that no one knows, and then have him an athletic Twitter that everyone can follow and zoom in on that Twitter. Those are the type of things that you want to do when he was speaking to the parents. And that to me is huge because going into coaching, I understand that at that level, when you're recruiting kids as young as their 7th and 8th grade year, the youngest guy they had there was, I think, like 2023 or 2024.
Wow.
Some going into 9th grade freshman. And he was just trying to get them to see the Carol Sofer, to get a connection with the University of Miami. And hopefully by the time they come around, we're already in a national picture again. But they were able to go back and say, hey, I remember when I went here as a freshman, and Michael Irvin told me I did a great job. Santana Moss taught me how to properly catch a ball. John Beeson told me how to form tackle and how to coverage. Shaq Quarterman was standing there right next to me, and we did linebacker drills, and he's the starting Mike for UM at that time. So I don't know if people will ever really get how important that was, and you never know how many people you'll influence. But the way that Manny ran that program, flat out amazing the way he did that, and he put his own spin on it. Uh, he might be the guy, guys, and I'm not kissing his behind because we spent last week talking about Mario Cristobal, who I personally think would have us in the same conversation, if not
Yeah,
better, especially with recruiting. Because he would be able to bring in the guys. Now developing them would be a second conversation. But Manny's the guy for Miami right now, and I'm proud to call him my head coach.
Definitely, definitely. And I see all y'all in the chat. Thank you guys. We have 42 people already in the live stream. I appreciate
thank you.
that so much. Buddy with a
Thank you,
$2
guys.
tip. Be sure to hit the like button if you're enjoying it. Comment whatever you want. Topics, questions. We're gonna be addressing them. This is a live talk. We're all engaging. It's a whole community. It's not just these three faces. There's a whole crowd behind us, and we just we want to talk and discuss together as a Kane family what's going on and this momentum
Absolutely.
that's just awesome. It's just
Absolutely.
awesome. Paul, did you have anything you wanted to touch on, or I'll just throw something out there?
Just people early in the chat talking about Keyshawn Lawrence going to Tennessee. Guys, look at who we have at safety right now. Look how much talent we have. Exactly. But besides that, look how much talent we have at safety, and look where he's going. Okay? There's a reason why Tennessee is Tennessee and we're Miami. Okay? We're on the way up. They're in the SEC and they're on their way down. They can't figure out anything. Okay? He's going to Tennessee to play right away. Guys at Miami, they're coming to Miami to compete. That's the difference, guys. We don't need Keyshawn Lawrence. We need guys who want to compete for national titles at Miami, and we have those guys. Okay? This class is going to be the most talented class you've seen in Miami. It kind of reminds me of the 18 class, but better. We got guys who can win you games by themselves. Don Chaney is the type of running back that will go out for 200 yards.
Don Chaney is the guy that scares off a third-year transfer portal guy to go and say he bouncing. All right, y'all are worried about Asa Martin getting out here. Look, if I wish him the best. Okay, if he's in a transfer portal and he sees he needs opportunity somewhere else, I wish him all the best. If I was him, I'd probably do the same, and that'd be wise of me. But and if he stays at the U, great for him. Put in that work ethic, win that job. Prove it to them that you deserve it. But when you got a running back room that we have with you got Lingard still that we don't talk about much because of his injuries. We haven't seen much. You got Cam coming up. We still got, last year DJ coming in. And then nipping at the heels is Don Chaney. And we have another guy that potentially, he hasn't committed yet or signed any dotted lines, but just might. Asa Martin saying this is getting stacked, this room is tight, so don't be disheartened by that. You can only run, you can only have like two running backs on the field at one time, okay? And even that's not going to happen too often. So don't be disheartened. It's just may the best man win, okay? And if you don't have that competing style in you, this is not the place for you. And that's what Irvin said, and that's what Diaz has been preaching, and it's crazy. You see that. And the guys that he's offering are not always guys that are 5 and 4 stars. He's seen guys under the radar, 3 stars and lower. And like you mentioned, wholesome one, Restrepo. But he saw from him, basically for all those in the chat that have not seen much of Restrepo and what we're talking about, why we're so hyped. He's a Braxton Berrios 2.0 is how everyone's emulating talk about. Berrios,
he's a Xavier Restrepo 1.0.
Yeah.
He's bigger, he's thicker, he's faster. I get what you're saying as far as like you're comparing them to, so that people have something to psychologically connect them with. But Restrepo is his own man, and I promise y'all this much: when he becomes a 4-star, midway through next year, and Bama comes calling, you're gonna hope and wish that he keeps his commitment to the U. So we might want to show him some love right now, because I'm telling you. Jumbo Fisher saw him in the SEC, and he recently got a Texas A&M offer. Listen, the SEC, after he has his good season, they're all going to come calling. Not to cut you off, boss. But go ahead.
No. I'm glad that you said that, and that's great mentioning. What I'm saying and focusing on is, he's still bigger, okay? But he's not this guy that you see, you're like, whoa, 5-star immediately. But when you see him on the field playing and catching them balls, you see a different guy. And that's kind of what I would want to say is his character style is similar to Barrios in that way, where Barrios, you don't look at him and you're just like, oh wow, most definitely I could see this guy being just a star. Not saying that he can't be, but when you see him on the field and what he does in his attitude, man, what do you think against that Florida State and Notre Dame game? Woo! Gosh, anyways, we're not gonna talk about that. Restrepo is just he's a Miami kind of guy. He's a Diaz recruit. This is the style that Diaz is. He took out his recruiting staff and he said, "This is the guys I want to pursue," and it's different. And you're gonna start seeing it pay off come those wins and those years of recruiting. Is what I want to say. Go ahead.
Let me say this. Think about this, guys. How so much respect between Dan Enos and Manny Diaz. Now, Manny Diaz is the head coach who honored that scholarship to Restrepo. But he said, I'm going to let you go evaluate him. And if you think there's someone else you want to go after, we'll pull a scholarship or we'll go a different direction. Dan Enos goes and gives this kid a full evaluation, watches an entire practice, gives him a full evaluation, sit down and talks with him, calls Manny and says, this is our guy. And less than 20 minutes later, the kid commits. Could you honestly think about how that made that kid feel? That the OC, who was going to be the OC at Bama, comes to Miami and thinks that highly of you to sign off again and say, yeah, you're our guy moving into the 2020s. You're going to be our new slot receiver to dominate the early 2020s. Like, not saying I'm going to, get a soapbox and start crying, but could you imagine you as a recruit being the head coach likes you, and now the OC comes right behind him and just verifies you and says, absolutely, you're the guy I want to be a part of this class, over a highly rated guy from St. Louis. I can't think of the guy's name. The other slot we were recruiting. Stopped that and went full sale with Restrepo. Mookie Cooper. And then we went full sale with Restrepo. And, Mookie might go to Oregon. He might go to Texas A&M. And he might put up numbers. But we got a Miami guy to stay home. And we got him at a perfect moment before he becomes that big 4-star guy.
Yep.
And we got him to fall in love with us. And hopefully he doesn't fall out of love with us. If we do so happen to struggle this year. And hopefully he follows all the way through with his commitment through February 5th.
Definitely. And Paul, I'll mention it. I want you guys to hit on and talk on. We did get some commits, guys, and everyone's talking about all that.
Absolutely.
Offensive tackle Chris Washington was one guy. The other guy's escaping mind. The wide receiver. And y'all go ahead, hit on those. I wanted to.
I know we got Elijah Roberts. I don't know about a receiver. We got a receiver.
It was a 2021 Jacoby Brooks.
I know. I'm sorry, 221. It is there. You're not wrong. But and Elijah Roberts was just huge. Paul, go ahead and I guess hit up on those if you have anything you want to say on that.
Chris Washington, he's 6'6", 6'7". Now, I know. He's that tall.
The tackle,
Imagine putting him in the Coach Feely strength program. He's weighing 269, 270 right now. Give him put some weight on him, some healthy weight. Keep his athleticism. This kid can transform into an NFL
left tackle, absolutely
monster. Mm-hmm. Look at what we're building off right now, guys. We just got Jalen Rivers. Now we got Chris Washington. We also have a 3-star offensive lineman. I can't think of his name right now. Kind of like an under-the-radar guy. He's been committed to the class. Can't think of his name. But we're building kind of that depth. With this young underclassmen group at offensive line, we're building that backbone. I'm excited what we're doing with the offensive line. We're being aggressive at a position where we need to be very aggressive.
Absolutely.
Like linebacker.
I think the other guy, I see an offensive guard, Antonio Smith. Is that the guy you're
right? Yeah, that's the guy I met, Antonio Smith.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Also, Elijah Roberts out of Christopher Columbus High School.
Yes.
And his mom said he will not be visiting any other schools. He has shut down his commitment. That is huge.
Man. That's what we
That
need.
is huge.
Bro, 6'5", 270.
Oh, man.
Willing to grow into a 3 technique and play in this 4-2-5 attack. I love it. I love the sound of it.
And hometown from Columbus High School from Miami, Florida.
Yes, sir.
That
See, this is what happens when we have positive shows. Positive juices flowing, man.
yes,
I'm tired
sir.
of getting on here and we're talking about what ifs and how we don't know if we're ever going to be relevant again. This is good to have good conversation about, like, hey, the program is moving in a good direction, and uh, I'm going to say this, and a lot of people may not agree, but we are truly going to appreciate the good times that the 2020s bring because of how the Shannon era ended out so bad. How the golden era, like we were so hyped and excited about him because of that. Are you serious? What do you mean this is not a big time job comment that he said in the interview? We thought we were extremely back with Mark Richt and his,
Yeah.
but all of those things were building foundations. And like I said, another thing with being into coaching, you realize you may not be able to come see the promised land of what you've helped build. All the way from Randy Shannon, people have to give some credit. Over the last decade, the University of Miami has made not just the program, we have made the school strides to become a football school again. And it's taken a while. We had, the indoor practice facility, the new dorms that, how you paying like $50,000 a semester, but your dorms look like booty boot. You know,
Tell him. Tell him.
It's
we
true.
got some of the best recruits that came through, and a lot of these players were wasted. We wasted the talents of Sean Spence. We wasted the talents of Denzel Perryman. Guys like Deion Bush, his senior year, 2015, one of the
Hankerson,
weirdest,
man.
worst
Artie
seasons.
Burns.
Artie Burns with his talent and what he did, and he showed as a first rounder. Tracy Howard, imagine him in a 4-3 press man where he was
Ray
good at.
Ray.
Ray
Ray
Armstrong, a
Ray,
5 star. Like
yes.
all of these, Rayshawn Jenkins. Like, think about all these names of guys who built the foundation of what we're gonna project off of. We got to start giving those guys credit, man. And that's why over on my channel, I have top 10 players, top 5 players in the last decade, top 10 performances, offensive, defensive. Check it out if you haven't had a chance. But it's because I know, dog, moving forward, and I have a great feeling about University of Miami, who, regardless of who the head coach is, I think it'll be Manny Diaz for the next 10 years. I think he'll be more of a Lincoln Riley type coach,
I
hired from
hope so.
within,
I hope so.
early success, and gonna stride all the way out. But at the end of the day, dog, we got to start giving those guys who stuck with us through the bad times. We got to give those recruits and those commits, those signees, and those players a lot more respect because they are the ones who set the foundation for the success in the 2020s.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. And I don't want to inject you, Paul, but buddy, I thank you so much for the other $2 donation. He says we will be built for 5 quarters. That's a quote that came
Yep,
from Paradise Camp.
that's
I
it.
love that. I love that. Built for 5 quarters, man. It's been a while since I've seen this quote.
Supposedly, multiple players said that. So
Mhm.
I'm thinking that's probably something that one of the coaches like he keeps overemphasizing.
Yeah.
Built for five
Like when we
quarters.
think we're done, we're doing more reps. When you think you're too tired, like I love how Nestor Tavares said that one of his best quotes, David Feely, I'm talking about, is "Your legs are liars. You're not that tired. Keep pushing." So, because think about it, you could go do like 10 squats right now. You could have really did 20, but your legs start hurting and you just stop. You know, and the sand pits, dog. Like, when was the last time we seen our players get in the sand pits again? It's like coaches just ignored the sand pits right next to the field. If you look any through the 2000s on any of the U's, all of the workouts were in sands
Right.
on the sand pit.
Y'all
Why?
run
Because
through that. Y'all try that for yourself and see why we're talking about it. Gosh.
exactly. Imagine having a ladder down and you doing the icky shuffle, or you doing 2 feet 2 in. You can do that on a regular. It'll be hard and it'll take time for you to learn it. But imagine doing that in sand all the way through with the same effort, with the same intensity, competing against the guy next to you with the same amount of length. And y'all both got to beat each other.
In the
to win.
Miami humidity and heat, which I want to talk about, some of those guys that came in from non-Miami,
They were tore up.
Yeah.
which this is why we love our Miami boys. It's an edge that you get when you get this local talent. They know this humidity, this heat, and it's kind of like what is it, Denver in the NFL where they are really
Right.
high up in elevation and it's difficult
That
to breathe.
climate change, yeah. It's
Yeah.
hard to breathe.
Miami hasn't been using that for their advantage. I've seen us more gas than the other team, and I'm like, bro, we live here. What's going on? And I know we have indoor practice facility, but Diaz, as far as I know, I believe in spring practice they're pushing in humidity in to make sure those guys are not getting it easy. Paul, I'm sorry, I didn't need to cut you out. Go on ahead.
No, you're good, man. You're good. Two more things I'd like to say. Darnell Washington did express that he will be taking a official visit to Miami, which is huge. The guy's a monster.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, like Don Chaney, imagine Don Chaney in the backfield, Darnell Washington and Brevin Jordan right next to each other.
And
like,
your guy
I'm sorry,
TVD
like that,
tossing it
that's
too.
like an Alabama you're developing. And then your backup is Will Mallory, Michael Irvin. Like, that's an Alabama depth you're developing. That's a national title roster in a sense that you're developing with Cam Harris and Don Chaney rotating. And Dazzling Worsham, guys, he's visiting LSU and Texas A&M. Alabama's pulling away from him. So watch out. Hey, we made a great impression during Paradise Camp. He's a very good receiver, very good player. I would love to have him in this class. We'll see what happens, but definitely a name to watch out for, guys.
Yeah, and when y'all get let down and you see some guy, decommitting or whatever, do y'all ever remember the name of the big wide receiver we lost last week? Because we got plenty of guys filling in for his slot now. That's what's going on. How is he feeling right now? And I'm just saying, do those stars matter now that you got these guys committed to you and you running away? Diaz is not. I don't think Diaz is going to take that lightly. I don't think he is.
And another thing, being able to have recent 5-star decommit Darnell Harris back at the camp again.
Yeah, that was huge.
Yeah.
That lets it be known that the school, the coaching staff understood, okay, maybe he wants to just experience the recruiting of a senior. Go on official visits as an uncommitted guy and truly just experience the process of, the recruiting process. And if you just decommitted last week and you truly are no longer, considering this team, why would you come back the very next week for their annual, yearly prime, like their big camp?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I want people to understand is, yes, the man decommitted. Don't go talking crazy in his DMs. Don't get too down about it. Because come either December or February, and I always say February because, I want to see us, just like I said on Twitter, I want to see, and that was actually a pretty good tweet, man. I got like 10 retweets, 50 likes, bum.
There you go. Catching fire. Y'all can reach him at the awesome.
My best tweet so far as a Canes media.
Really?
But I want to see us finish through midnight of February 5th, 2020.
Right.
So that includes December, whatever date that is in December, because I want us to have that momentum sustain or continue to go up all the way through. And
right.
The best way to do that is to be an 11-win team and go into a New Year's Six Bowl and finish that with a W, regardless of who it is. That's how you keep the trajectory all the way going against. And I hope it's against Clemson I hope it's against Michigan in the Orange Bowl at 11-2.
Oh man, I would love to see that.
Because that was the it was an early prediction, and they had Miami at 10-2, Michigan at 10-2, playing each other, and then Miami comes with a late game. It was like 38-35, like late game field goal. Miami wins 11. They finished out the season 11-2. Heading into the 2020s. And I would take that.
Yeah.
I don't want to joke, but I want to give a huge shout out to the Miami community. We have 68 people on the live stream. I think that's a new school Canes record. Get it one more higher, and it'll be an award we can hang. 68 guys, thank you so much. Appreciate the love that y'all throwing your comments and all. We're definitely going to address them. I'm watching them. I appreciate so much. If you donated, thank you so much. If you hit that like button, that'd be really helpful, guys. It's awesome to see the response of our community enjoying it, and we love doing this. Be sure I threw down links of all three of our Twitters. Hit those up if you want to stay up to date on all Canes news. Definitely be checking them out and come back. We still got at least 15 minutes of the show going on. Don't leave us.
Right.
We want to get up at over 68. But
And we
I
got
just
20 likes. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button.
I really appreciate it. So, comments I want to hit on, people mentioned. So, first off, Lakers All Day is asking, do we have any good quarterbacks or safeties? Well,
yeah, we do in a sense.
And what Lakers, I'm asking, are you talking about recruits or guys currently on the field? Because, to be honest, if you say on the field, we can't say that for certainty because there's lack of experience right now in that room, I would say.
Right.
And cornerback is a little bit a depth issue because of that. You don't have experienced depth. So we're thin on, I would say, and I think we all agree as of this year. We have good ones. Do we have any good ones? We definitely do. It's just unproven talent that I think we're going to see Baker's defense make him just show what it is and shine. We have some good recruits coming in, too, for sure.
Just because you mentioned safeties, James Williams, guys, he is going to be a star, like capital STAR for the 2021 class.
So there's no way in the world somebody should be 6'4.5", 6'5", playing free, not strong, free safety at 215, running a 4.41. That should not be humanly possible, and he wants to stay at safety. None of this wide receiver talk, none linebacker talk. Bro, listen to me. Go look at the Miami Herald. Like this isn't me making this up. The Miami Herald has him listed in their article at 6'5", 215, free safety.
It's like
How
LeBron
is that possible?
And he's 16, right? That's 2021.
And like, this is what I want y'all to understand. If y'all want to be excuse me, y'all, I'm saying y'all like I'm not a part of the youth family. If we want to be a part of guys like that recruitment, bro, it's win right now. No questions asked.
Yeah.
You want Justin Flo to come in and be a part of this recruiting class?
Jonathan.
I personally think.
Oh, and his brother, too.
Well, I like Justin a little bit more than Jonathan, but either one. But Justin Flo, the number one linebacker in the country, you want a guy like that a part of your recruiting class? You win right now. Because I'm telling you right now, boss, he's either Clemson, USC because of the California connection, or Georgia. And I'm not one of those people that obsess over someone's Twitter. But if I'm scrolling and I just so happen to look on your page and you didn't even post any pictures of us when you were on an unofficial visit, you didn't post any pictures, that means you don't really want to be a part of that.
Yeah. At least CBS, if Manny Diaz and Hurricanes beat Florida Gators, FSU this year, does that make Manny the best coach since Butch Davis? Well, as long as he doesn't lose the ones he shouldn't lose.
He's got to win a national title.
So you say he's got to have.
He's got to win a national title. That for me to be the best than Butch Davis. Butch Davis created that monster 2000 team that went on to win the national title in 2001. Doesn't matter. You can have a horse coach the team or a monkey. It wouldn't matter. They would still win. It was that nasty.
Yeehaw. Oh, gosh. Wholesome. But I'm with you.
And not to go back, but, we sit and talk about Elijah Roberts recommitting to Miami. Well, on June 4th, he had a top 5 that consisted of South Carolina, Florida State, Alabama, Georgia Tech, and Miami. And then he picks us over all of them because he said he pulled his mom aside. His mom on Twitter was very she talked a lot about it. And she said he just pulled me aside when he put on that uniform again for the second time with the chain. And he looked at Coach Manny Diaz and there was tears in his eyes. And he's just like, this is the uniform I want to play in. And that's the guy I want to play for. And it just feels right. That's the type of effect you want to have on players.
Yeah.
And you only get that when recruits know that they can count on you no matter what. Absolutely. And that Manny Diaz has a connection with his players, mostly to me, especially defensively, I think our defensive recruiting is going to be elite. We're going to have
Yeah.
Daniels prove on offense, the offensive recruitment. But at the end of the day, dog, to hear his mom talk about that after he had just decommitted from us a couple months ago, just announced a top five, and the first place he went to was Miami, and then he commits and shuts it down. That means that he always wanted to be a Cane, but someone else was in his ear, and then when he came and was in that environment again, it just changed his life.
Yep. Yep. And I think it's huge, the Diaz impact. But people that say, oh, Manny Diaz is his first year head coach, if this is a true first year head coach, they would never have an impact like he has right now before playing a single football game. He was on half of the side of the team, and he's just being upgraded in the culture, and he's embracing the culture. No other true first year head coach could do that kind of impact as he has without playing the first game so far. Now, we definitely want to see that scoreboard and the work off the field go on the field, but I'm just saying this is different, okay? This is not you're just out of the blue hire or desperation call. This is just the answer is what it seems. The other thing that I want to mention is the parents, as he's talked about, his mom and all that. Not just him, but all the recruits' family. Like, Diaz has putting such a focus on this because he knows, I would say, if you're a smart, wise kid and hopefully you're doing the right thing and you're the kind of player that we want on the team, what your parents are going to tell you before you're out of high school should be half of what, decides where you're going to go. It should, if you're wise, because your parents, they brought you up, they want the best for you, they love you, and Diaz knows that winning the parents' heart is huge to winning over these recruits, and he is putting a focus on that. And he's not just telling them, hey, let me get your heart for Miami. He's saying, let me get your heart for the athletic world and how to best prepare your son. And let me show you, by the way, we present your son the best opportunity. And I love seeing that. It's just great honest focus on that.
Yo, shout out to Junior and Big Dog, man, for always being supportive.
Oh, yeah, Junior and Big Dog out there in the chat. Great show. Feely's most underrated hire. Yes, sir. Will prove to be one of the crucial. Definitely. Great feeling about Harrison here. Yes, sir. Great to see y'all in the chat.
Definitely love to have you guys there. And that's something, me, Paul, and Anton talk about a lot is, this new era of Miami Hurricanes, YouTubers. We have no hatred in our heart, man. And if you come out and we see that you truly care about this youth and that you truly are out here making quality content, what you guys do, we love to see you guys supporting us as we support you guys. And, it means the world that, hey, we don't hate on each other. We want to see everybody succeed. And at the end of the day, when this year is back on top,
Yes,
we can look back and say,
yes, sir,
we were the ones that were here through the mud, man, when everything was going downhill.
Bruh.
And,
imagine,
people were trying to end our program.
Imagine.
Get together and play,
A 30 for 30, part 3, talking about Diaz bringing back the U, have a nice story, be it a Tate Martell QB resurgence or another player, what have you, a whole wonderful ESPN story. And they talk about just Diaz's use of the media, because that's already being talked in social media, which Diaz reposted on his Instagram, which I thought was great. Because he's using his social media. But where I'm heading with that is, imagine if they say, oh, by the way, we have the most registered Miami YouTube channels than any other team. Dog,
oh my God. That would blow. And then what if they had like a little clip of all of
us? Oh my gosh. Going through the hard things like the new culture that we have, using social media, and bringing y'all 68 live streamers to go up and hit up an Instagram account of any recruit, blow them up, and tell them come to the U, and us have an impact. Guys, that's true Cane family. That gives me chills thinking of it. Y'all think it's too much of a matchup, but man. Everything count. Don't tell me that no current or previous player don't see this. Come on, man. And you got to be positive. You got to support the union. You got to say, positive things for your family and the truth.
Yeah.
And it's great to see that. I don't see this in a different family culture, and it's one and only, man. It's the one and only.
Absolutely, dog. Because it's crazy. Because at the part that I manage, I have these two Florida State people who work there. And, one of them is gorgeous, but once I found out that she I hate her and I don't speak to her. Ever. She speaks to me and I like talk this like I talk at the wall like I'm talking to her. Um, and she's just like, dog. I hope all this hatred you have towards Florida State, like, I hope it like benefits you later on in life. And I said, woman, I had to endure 2010 through 2016 and the pain of losing to those punks for 7 years straight.
Mm.
And for 4 of those 7 years to be within 4 points,
Gosh.
I will never, ever root for those people. They could be playing the school of the blind, lost, and unfaithful. I'm rooting for them.
Guys, we just hit a new goal. 70 people in the live stream, y'all.
Appreciate it.
Woo! Guys, thank you guys so much. Oh, man, the love is real. Be sure, I have the links. Be sure to sub up to these guys. I got their links below. They're going to be putting up parts of this video later in the archives. If you're watching the recording of this, we do this thing once a week, and we just had to do a special video for Paradise Camp. And yeah, I think it's interesting that you mentioned Roger Shaw. 247 is not talking about Paradise Camp, talking about what was it, Michigan or something this today or something like that, and not mentioning it. But it's all good. The hate is real. It's all good. We'll still get our guy.
Don't even get me started with Jim Harbaugh. The most overrated coach in college football is Jim Harbaugh. Oh my God, he's never beaten Michigan. He always goes 9-3, 8-4. It's pathetic. Plus, he lost to Florida.
With the talent that he brings in, dog, man.
He's so overrated. He is so overrated. Oh, don't even get me started with that. Or Penn State.
Clef Kane says, Michael Irvin, so practice needs to be the hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. Game time is when you have fun. Let's go back to that. Yeah, I love that. And I think I thought it was very interesting. They talked about, well, the difference with Feely is he's making it fun to work out. You know, he's doing these exciting things and bringing this juice. Like, do you want to go to a prime that's like, all right, got to wake up at 4 in the morning, got to grind, whatever, and got to do it, got the check mark, all right, sweet, got my 2 pound. Imagine when you have passion, excitement, you don't start feeling the pain, you start feeling the joy, you start seeing the goal of 5 quarters strength. It makes a difference. It's different. And seeing that, it's a passion, it's a love for the game too, because this building and getting stronger one thing, but loving hard work is another. Loving hard work is when you're down 21 points, but you still want to fight because you don't care, you love hard work. And seeing that get into I just hear that and man, also getting chills. Motivational Taco Anton here, yeah. Learn to love hard work, man.
Hallelujah.
Oh man, I got the question for me too. Paul getting me only the lips. I still haven't won Paul over. Once I win Paul over, I'm quitting my job and I'm being a full-time motivational speaker.
The funny part is watching Paul every 5 seconds go. I mean, I can't really talk. I'm in my county work stuff. This is how you know I work. Yes, I work in Miami-Dade County. Yeah,
he loves hard work.
And I had to dedicate this time, to being on time. I had to wait to take my shower. So appreciate
True dedication.
But I know we got like 10 minutes left. So I know you probably want to just do questions or something like that, or like last statements, because I know you really don't want to go over that hour mark too much.
Yeah. I guess we could do some fun topics I hit up, but I'm gonna monitor the chat. If anyone got any comments, questions, or topics y'all want us to hit up on, throw them up in the chat. We'll address them. Until I see them, I got one topic I'll throw at y'all that we could talk about, and then we'll get back to the chat and y'all get your ideas on there. So y'all talking about weird quirks, and Paul was saying, what are weird quirks that y'all do during a game for like either like you're happy or either you look good luck, like a weird quirk that you just like you can't stop it and you think it's a game changer, or something you did one game and something good happened and just like, this is it. I gotta spin my remote, man. I gotta dance. I gotta I'll tell you what I do, y'all. I pray. I walk out of the room. I pray to God. I say, God, I'm sorry for this and that and that. I am the most like, man, I get things done. Like, it's church service to me some games, man, especially in Florida State rivalry week. Oh my gosh, dog, I tell y'all, it's a weird quirk. I don't think everyone does it, but man, it's. I feel like, because I'll tell y'all, if we lose a game, I know it's like, oh, it's because of me. It's because I did that this week. This is vengeance. This is what it is. I gotta get right. Paul, go ahead. You got a weirder quirk than that.
And I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what you were saying the past 2 minutes. I couldn't understand it. I'm just being real, man. I just heard Florida State.
You said he prayed.
He praying. I don't know what was going on.
He was saying that, like, what is your thing that you do during, like, Kane's, like, intense games that you do after?
I get migraines, and, like, for some reason the clock is so slow before game time. Like 30 minutes turns into 2 hours. Like, if the game's an hour away, it feels like 3 hours away. Like, I just get so nervous, and I'm just like, I kind of burn myself out. I'm like, why am I so nervous? Like, what if we lose? Like, it's kind of like that. This is so dumb of me. So I kind of get like that. And then there's always that fan of the other team that sits around me for some reason.
Oh, man.
And I, like, in my head, I feel like saying something, but I'm like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So that's usually what happens. I just get a headache and anxiety.
Okay. I was the hype man on my teams growing up. At American Senior High School, we used to do these things called, like, Patriot Jumping Jacks.
Okay.
Whole team would, like, we're lined up, we're stretching or whatever, and we do whatever little chants, boom, clap, whatever. So the hosting one, I came up with my own, like, little thing that we were gonna do. So we do, like, boom, clap, boom, boom, clap, boom, clap, boom, boom, clap. And then so everybody would go like, hey, or whatever. And then I would call everybody in. So it would turn into like a big huddle. Everybody just doing the same beat. And they're bouncing up and down. And I would do the Ray Lewis dance in the middle of the circle.
Man.
And afterward, this entire time, I'm a huge wrestling fan, guys. And I have the Triple H water in my mouth. And then after I slide, and I come down the middle and do this, I spit the water in the air. And the team would go bananas. Like, they would go berserk. Now, I would only do the water for big rivalry games, but other games I would just yell.
Mm-hmm.
So that should give you an insight as into who I am watching games. I throw stuff. I've had to replace a couple of tables, a couple cups, a couple TVs. I'm that guy. Like, I can't go to the bar and watch a game. I can't go to a sports bar. Like, I can't watch it with multiple people. If you talk slick to me during the game, I might hit you in the mouth. I'm that type of fan. As far as, like, I get, if we're on defense, I'm even more amped when we're on defense than we are on offense. Because in my head, growing up, Randy Shannon's defense was amazing. And then there was this big gap in between us being good. And then Manny Diaz's defense was amazing. So I'm, like, real hype when it comes to defensive guys on the field. And I'm just used to offense being bad. Offense was bad under Shannon. Offense was bad under, well, it was great under Golden, actually. But offense was pretty bad under Rick. So that's my thing. Before every game, I play the Miami Boys song. What you know about them Miami Boys? I blast it real loud.
Yeah.
And whenever we play Florida State, I play the war chant. I get myself all riled up and start punching pillows.
Oh yeah. Punching pillows, man. I got the best workouts. All right, so the chats gave us two interesting comments and questions, and I thought it was interesting. Well, one of them that caught my attention. Do we think there's a Heisman candidate in our quarterback room?
Absolutely not.
No, I do not think so either. Unless, like,
if we played in the Big 12, I could say Tate Martell.
Yeah. Nah, we don't have it.
Yeah, because of the defenses that we play and the teams that we play, like, I don't
like. You guys, you gotta understand. Like, Trevor Lawrence will probably win the Heisman this year. I mean, he's a heavy favorite, and mean, you gotta,
Tua.
we don't have a machine yet at quarterback. We're literally just like, you just know, like, he's just better than everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have that guy yet. Now we do have talent. I do think we have an NFL quarterback in that quarterback room. I do think so.
Definitely.
No, it's not Tate Martell, obviously. You got to see over the line. You got to see over the line. It's not Tate Martell. But I do think Tatum Akoka, Jared, N'Kosi Perry, one will get drafted and play in the NFL.
Okay, all right. I agree with Perry.
And I will say, when you say quarterback room, I don't know how generally you get that. Now, if you want to throw like recruits that are committed, like Tyler Van Dyke, we don't know what the future holds. And who's to say that no, they don't have that potential? Maybe, but we don't know what our offense looks like yet. Even it would be very premature to say something like that for sure. The other one that was talked on, CB said, do we still have a good recruiting class if we lose to basically our rivals, UF and FSU, and lose to Clemson in ACC championship and win our bowl game 11-3 record? I mean, it's going to hurt. I don't know what your definition of a good recruiting class is, but that's going to hurt. That'll probably, you get the Miami trademark probably get you sneaked into the top 15, you would hope, top 20 at least. But those are games you got to win to sneak in the top 10 class. And if you want elite class top 5, you got to win your rivalry games. You got to.
Don't lose. You're telling me we lose to Florida, Florida State, and Clemson? So all of our like prime time relevant games we lose.
That's going backwards.
Yeah, you'll go backwards.
What I mean is, if we turn around and say we won a big time bowl game at 11-3, I'ma honestly say.
Oh man! Oh gosh! Oh man! Oh, Buddy just dropped. If y'all don't know why we walled in, Buddy Woodward came with $19 donation saying, "Please get Wholesome to do the Ray Lewis dance."
Yeah. What if we did like an agreement? Like if people put in a certain amount of money or a certain amount of likes to make Wholesome one do it.
Ooh. And he'll do it like around the Gators game or something.
If we get to like
it's a game hype, yeah. Ooh. All right, we got to think something up like that if Wholesome's down for it.
All right. If I get 15 comments right now, I'll do it.
15
comments?
So it's 15 different people have to say, like, dance or something?
What?
15 people have to comment, do it, and I'll count down from 30, and I'll do it.
Y'all better hurry up. We got 55 people watching. All right.
So 30.
Here we go.
28.
Virgie got
27.
It. How many?
26. 25. 24. 23. 22.
Oh, this is awesome.
No, let's count 20. 19. 18. 17. 16. 15, 14, 15, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Whoa.
I think we got like 30 there.
Yeah,
Dog is still going crazy. All right, guys. Here y'all go.
Oh
God! You gotta get some that music happening there. You gotta get some hurricanes.
Can you put the water in your mouth? Do the water?
Yeah, the water. Yo, what a way to end the show! Did not expect this.
Oh man.
Oh man.
All right.
No. He getting the.
I gotta get the water. Can you play music? Can they hear you if you play music?
Oh, they can. And I'm looking that up. I'm trying to find it.
It's the Nelly Hot in Here. That's the song. Nelly Hot in Here.
Nelly Hot in Here. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Or you can just type in Ray Lewis. Now I don't know if it's Hot in Here because yeah, it's the intro to Hot in Here.
They're gonna probably get onto me, but all right. Let me see if I don't know if y'all will hear it. I'll play it on my speakers
Paul
if y'all
is so
want.
ready for this.
Actually, let me throw it on my iPhone.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. Gosh, Nelly hot in here. Oh man, y'all asked for it. Oh gosh.
Oh man, I'm dead.
All right, let's see. We got the official music. Let's make it loud.
Paul, you're too hyped for this. Oh, okay.
Let's go!
Oh man.
Oh,
man.
man.
Oh man. The best part is that it's gonna be on YouTube forever.
It's it.
Part.
This is it.
Best part. We can keep watching it.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Oh man. Y'all are the best K fan. I never thought we could get it out of him, buddy. Y'all got it. Oh, woo! You get better. Y'all killed it. So,
that's a wrap, man.
Oh man, y'all! I don't know a better way to end it. Awesome. Nothing says better than it's all about the you new school Canes here. You've seen it, you've heard it, y'all. It's been real, y'all. Appreciate y'all joining. Be sure if that wasn't enough for you to hit up the sub button on Wholesome and Paul. Y'all, I don't know what is. Be sure to hit that. He might drop another dance video. Junior and Big Dog dropping $5 and shit. Somehow better than Ray himself. Oh, great show, fellas. Y'all have a great day. It's all about the you. Woo!